That's supposed to do the one.
It doesn't matter. It worked. I think we're live. Me and Dr. V will find out soon enough. We are psyched to see you. This is our new platform. At least we're trying today. We'll see how it looks. Sometimes it takes a minute or two to sync, I'm told, but it should be rocking, I think. We will find out. Let's get started. I will faithfully execute. Oh, hello, Spartacus. I will faithfully execute the office of the presidency of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. That is the oath of office that the president takes under Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution. He or she will faithfully execute, let's say it again, the office of the president of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Joe, does this say that he will faithfully execute the office to the best of his ability and preserve the red states?
No, it does not.
Does this say he will faithfully execute the office of the presidency of the U.S. and will protect the red states?
It does not.
Does it say that he will faithfully execute the office of the presidency of the U.S. and will and defend the red states?
Does not.
Does it say that he will split up the states between each other?
No, does not.
Does it say he will take troops and move troops from one state to the other to have that state or city be run the way he wants it to be run?
Does not.
Am I missing something, Joe? I thought that's how this works. Let's get straight. Very right on, Joe. Here we go, okay? We on this channel, Just an American Citizen, and me and Dr. V have from the beginning taken the position that unity is what matters in this country. And without unity, we've got nothing. We have a president of the United States, and I've been yelling about this for a while. It's too obvious. He says what he wants to say, but it's not a joke. It's looking good and sounding good. Love you, Spartacus. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that came through.
It came through. Let's get back here. I'm sorry. We have a president who's focused on splitting us up, on saying those are the good people, those are the bad people. We have governors willing to allow their troops to be sent into another state to basically maybe, kind of subjugate it in a way, not total takeover, but to be able to rule the streets because he wants to be able to rule the cities. We have a president who has now said that he wants to have imprisoned the governor of Illinois and the mayor of Illinois. You heard that, Joe, didn't you? Let's just imprison them because they don't support ICE. They don't do what they need. Shadow Knight, hello. MW, we don't talk that way.
We don't talk that way.
Channel MW, good talking to you, but hey, go somewhere else if you want to start cussing and going after people. We talk unity here, man. Maybe it's a good time to raise that to them, okay? This is Shadow Knight, you're cool. This is Jive, MW. We talk together. You don't want to talk together? You want to split up this country? Go somewhere else. There are plenty other places to go and talk. Joe, so we're sitting here with a president of the United States who takes the position that if you don't do what he wants you to do, then you are wrong, you are bad, and he's going to send in the troops. Think about this. It is like crazy. Let me give you another quote, Joe. I don't know if you've heard this quote before. We are not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies. I'm not putting you on the spot. If you don't know, you don't know. Do you know who said that, Joe?
It sounds like something even Ronald Reagan might say.
Abe Lincoln.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
In his first inaugural address. Abe Lincoln, one of the greatest presidents, to me number 2, but in the pantheon of the top 3, okay? We are not, in fact, half the top four, I'm sorry. We are not enemies, but friends. We must not be enemies. Chai 3 times. I love you, Chai 3 times. If you come from White Sox town, you're got to feel as bad as we do with the Orioles. Sorry. But the guy should be feeling really horrible is the guy on the screen with me with the Phillies. We'll get to that later. Hang in, Joe. We'll get to that later.
I am in such a losing streak.
Melania, you may be right. We're going to come to you. I love it. We're starting to rock here. We may have troops there. This is all part of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're talking about a president who is saying he's going to do what it takes to split up this country. America's problem isn't the world's problem. That's right, Olin, but he goes there to tell everybody. And you know what's really kind of weird about this guy? I mean, he is what he is, Joe, and everybody else. And it is that he says he's a peacemaker. He is flying to the Mideast, I think, to make peace in Gaza. He's going to make peace all other places, okay? But how come he can't make peace in America? How come he can only make war in America? That's the word he used. I'm not making up that word. That's the word he used. Joe, the borders are closed, Joe. They've been closed for a while. The issue is, do we go after American citizens? You don't go after American citizens and take away their rights, Joe. No, Abe Lincoln wouldn't even be worried about Antifa because it's nothing real. There is no Antifa. The only Antifa was there when the head person, I think, I could be wrong, was got in trouble for like taking money and spending and living big. That was all. Goodbye. There's no Antifa. It's a name. It's a name, okay? MAGA is something. So you sit there, president is something. Abe Lincoln said, we are not enemies but friends, Joe. We may not be enemies. Trump says we are at war. Not with Antifa, but with everyone. Trump says we are at war with all blue states and all blue cities. We are at war with Chicago. We are at war with, this is what he says, we are at war with LA. We are at war with everyone. Why are we at war with them ourselves? Because this guy only lives on clicks. He lives on hate. He lives on hate. He's going to be going back out to the Mideast and sucking in all that hate that's out there. You know, how long we've been talking about, Joe? 3,000, 2,000 years of the black hole of hate, I've said, for how many years? He's just going to suck it up and bring it back here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, Keith, I love it. A name, a whiny buffoon. I don't think you know what the word buffoon means, Keith, but if that's how you feel, what we were taught when we were growing up, Lord, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. You know, you can throw your words out there. All it shows is you really don't know anything. But if you want to come up with some good ideas, Keith, let us know. Joe, oh, here we go. Joe, if you want to be out of here, now it's the Democrats. Now, Democrats don't want peace. I didn't lose the elections. Here you go. Cussing again. Here it is. Oh, now we're talking religion. I love all this stuff. What's going on is this. What's being shown, Joe, is that the MAGAs can't handle truth. The MAGAs can't handle reality. I'm not even going to look at it. The MAGAs can't handle what's actually out there because the MAGAs think that only they know the real, but they don't, because when they talk like this and they say that they're out of here because they can't hear the other side, or they're out of here because another American may disagree with them, what does it say? It says, we got a problem. But that's what we're working towards, Joe. Go ahead, jump on in here.
Yeah, I mean, there's a consistent pattern where if you disagree with the guy or say something negative, he comes after you, and he can use he's weaponized the judicial system. I mean, did you hear Pam? What's her name? Bondi. I mean, the Congress has lost all power right now. They can't hold people accountable. They can't oversee things because the administration just doesn't take anything that they say seriously. And so it's clear what's going on, that there's no checks and balances anymore in our government. And and there's no consequences for people behaving this way. And my question is, what can we do to restore that? Or do people even want to restore that?
I want to give you a quick answer, Joe, but I'm going to go over here because I was screaming at the screen when I watched Bondi doing this. Thomas, why am I letting these guys stay in here? Thomas, you're not even probably an American. Melania, you're correct. Melania, you're correct. Bottom line, Joe, this is what I would have done. The answer, okay? Mm-hmm. Because we got nothing but weak commentators. We don't have real commentators today. Joe, back? Okay. Joe, you with me?
I am with you, yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't know if we froze for a second.
No.
This is what I think they should have done. I'm watching these senators there, and what a bunch of wimps. What a bunch of wimps, Joe. I mean, like you had Senator Welch saying to Bondi that she wasn't saying the truth about something, and she wasn't. And she said, "Are you calling me a liar?" And he said, "No," and she went after him. And he should have said, "I am calling you a liar because you are a liar." But you see, these guys don't do it. She came back in another one and said, "This guy on Epstein's list is a money man for you." He wasn't. And they just sit there and they go, "Oh." What they should do is they should blow her away. Forget Senate decorum. If she's going to come in and act like that, number one, I wouldn't even ask them in because it's a waste of time to bring them in. They're not going to give you honest answers. She refused to give any honest answers at all yesterday. But if she's going to mouth you and come on, blow right back at her. I mean, if I was one of those guys, I would have sat there. If it was my time, I would have said, "Why do I want to talk to a F liar like you? I ain't wasting my time. Shut up, somebody else talk to her." Man, do you know she would have had a heart attack? People would have said, Democrats fight. They're not wimps. They're not laying back. Joe, I'm just answering your question.
I mean, that's
got to do here.
I think a lot of people in the Democratic Party are upset that the Democrats seem to be not fighting very hard. And now, my own guess is that if you make a big statement, it really appeals to your base, but it doesn't really get you anywhere. But there's something that feels good about fighting back and defending yourself. And, then you can have a battle where both sides are just going after each other and battling out in the pits. I'm not sure that solves any issues, but at least you have the satisfaction that you're not, just taking it all the time.
Mm-hmm. That time sent it to the FBI. When I say blow her away, I meant verbally. I meant give her an answer. Let her know she's going to go after the senators and blow them away with her answers. We have the right, the senator has the right to break Senate decorum and go after her. Why not? It's a free country. It's called First Amendment, and senators have the right to do it from the floor. So, hey, come on. What are you talking about? You can't handle First Amendment rights in this country, Joe. So, but that's what it is, and you're right. But so why even bring her in? Why even bring in any of these cabinet members? Why even ask them any questions? You know what's going to happen. They're going to come in. They're going to give you these attack lines nonstop on everybody, okay? They're just going to give you these attack lines, and then they're going to go away, and it's going to go on Fox and everywhere, and they're going to say, look how great they were. Right. They took out the senators. They made them look horrible. They did all this. That's what they're going to say. So why even bring in these people? It just doesn't make sense. But if you're going to do it, then meet them where they are and talk the way they do and deal with them head on. And don't sit there. If you look at those pictures of those guys, they're just sitting there like this, the senators. I can understand why Trump thought she took them out. Verbally and straight up politically, she did. I could definitely understand why he felt that way. Yeah, come on, you got to come back at him. That's my fault.
I'm curious, the people in the mosh pit, what do you think? Should the Democrats have come back at her, or not invited her to appear at the hearing at all, or how should we respond to that? How should Democrats respond to this? That's the question.
Right. I don't know. We'll have to know. Thomas, how do you even know I'm Jewish? I love people like this. So, you sit there and you go, hey, oh, man, what are you going to do?
So I mean, so Thomas is playing the part of Blondie, or whatever her name is, Pam Blondie.
No, Blondie. But Thomas
He
is
looks like a Pam Blondie to me, but
he's going well beyond that. She woun't use words like this, and she wouldn't say stuff like that. She would just do what she did, and she did a great job of it. And what can I say? Trump's great at just coming
yeah,
in, taking you down.
Thomas,
Yeah,
if you maybe it is time that you get off of the stream.
maybe it is. Did he say he's getting off?
Yeah.
Bye, Thomas. Good seeing you. But let's look at some of this stuff. He says he's, like I said, he's going to jail Pritzker and Johnson. Okay, the mayor. He's also at the same time going to have where is it here? Yeah, we went through that part. I'm sorry. We're there now. So that's the whole point. Why are we putting up with it? Why are the Democrats putting up with it? Why aren't they just standing up to them? And if they don't, hey, but the bottom line is simple. The president of the United States is splitting up this country. His job is to keep us together, to be one. And when you take troops from one state and you move those troops to another state, one could allege it's an invasion. You got the governor of Illinois saying it is. Why are Texas troops in Illinois? Because Trump is trying to split the country apart. And our belief is, as we've always said, Joe, and that's why I started off with Abraham Lincoln, we stay together because the strength of America is being together. If we are split up, the rest of the world takes advantage of us. We have to come together. What else did Abe Lincoln say? With malice toward none, with charity for all. That was the peroration of his second inaugural. We are one here in America. We have to come together. We have to make it all happen. We have to understand that if we don't come together as one, everybody is going to take us down, and they're already doing it. China's together with Russia, with North Korea, with Iran. How many times did we do the end of the American century on just an American citizen, Joe, the last 3, 4, 5 years? This country is the greatest country in the world. I love this country. We have our flag up here, and we are just an American citizen. But to sit down and to be split up doesn't make sense. And it just bums me out when I see people in the comments coming in and their response is unity. Unity doesn't mean anything because you who says whatever you're saying, you can't be a good person. Therefore, there's no unity. Hey, we're all Americans. We're all governed by the same Constitution. We all have the same rights under the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. And we should enjoy them together because the more we get rendered apart, split apart, the weaker we become. It's just that simple. Joe, what you got to say? I mean, isn't that what we've been saying for years, Joe?
No, I mean, it's clear. A lot of the things that you predicted a while ago are coming true. And, I think we knew during the election that he was going to be more concerned with getting retribution than looking out for the welfare of the country as a whole. This is who he is. We know this now. And he's going to keep pushing the envelope until someone pushes back. So I'm asking, what can people do to hold him accountable? And so far, the Democrats have not done a very good job. They have not cloaked themselves in honor here in terms of being a loyal opposition. And I just don't know what we as a society can do.
Joe, I think you're missing it. I think Democrats are doing a great job. They're holding out for health care. They're holding out for people.
Well, okay, so maybe this would be an example where they are going to hold out.
Right, they are. I don't see, look, anything can happen. The country hasn't fallen apart yet. Trump hasn't fired everybody yet. You see they're not going to give people money if they fire them or if they lay them off or even furlough them. But that's what he says. Who knows? But the bottom line on that is, what do you think, Joe? You really think it's that bad? I mean, what?
Well,
I think
I ask it not just rhetorically. I ask it in a real sense. And it sounds like one thing we could do is Trump is maybe sensitive to the opinion polls. And if enough people say that they're against something, he'll change his mind on it. I mean, how did the Jimmy Kimmel situation turn around? There was enough public outcry about firing the guy that the ABC had to and Disney had to invite him back.
Yeah, but Trump,
Maybe that's what it is. It's we have to get enough people to stand up for American rights and American freedom.
which we start doing by saying, look, we got a problem with health care. I mean, you see Marjorie Taylor Greene starting to raise the issue.
Yeah, maybe we have to reach out to Republicans who are on board with this, and Green sounds like she may be coming over to be willing to stand up for health care.
Great article in the Wall Street Journal today. You should go to it. There's a map there about how many states have the biggest increase from 2020 to 2025 of Medicare, of Medicaid and all that. And who has the biggest increases? The South.
Sure.
Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, some others, and also Iowa, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia. These people are going to get smashed. They're saying that the prices for this stuff is going to 20% or more. 20% or more, maybe 50%. That's what it is. So you're sitting there. How are people going to handle it? I really believe, Joe, that the Republicans and the president are going to be forced to make a deal. I don't see how, because I think we start looking at this and then you go to the 2026 elections, and if people are losing health care and the economy is really starting, because you start cutting health care out, the economy is going to be a whole lot worse than it is now. I think you can actually, no matter how much the Republicans are trying to fix the election by changing the districts and everything, talk about getting handled, they could be blown away in 2026 by the election. Because if you get enough people, right, who are going to get mad and lose their jobs and not have health care and not have any of that, you got a problem. And that's where it's from. Okay?
So maybe that's the issue that we can rally around, healthcare.
To start, because if we win here and we make the deal or make a deal, then we go to the next stage and say we made them make a deal. We made the Republicans make a deal. You're right, Melania. That's the bottom line there. That's where it is. D-Boz, I can't just focus all the time because it takes my mind off. I'm just trying to see here. I'm not sure where we are. I'm kind of put the paper away, Mark. The paper is just my points. D-Boz, the reason the paper is there is because, Joe, you've missed us before. Maybe you haven't been on many of our lives. Joe doesn't like me when I'm disorganized. Joe gets mad. I'm pulling off, just so everybody knows, when I just start running all over the place, which is what I like doing even more than anything else. So today I did the organization, and it was, here it is about the president's oath, things that are coming up, economy, dollar, and opposition. And we should all be together, at the Affordable Care Act. So I've been hitting them, and I'm just staying on the program. That's why, D-Boz, I'm sorry if you don't like me doing it that way. What can I tell you? I'm trying to be organized, so Joe will tell me, good job afterwards.
You are doing a good job.
If really
Boz sounds like he would like some attention. So how about we spend a little time in the mosh pit and give DeBoz some attention?
I'm seeing what it is. I'm not sure. I think I got DeBoz earlier. Oh, you horny mofo. Here we are. I was about to do it. DeBoz starts calling me names. Why do I waste my time, Joe?
No. He's Team Joe. He's okay.
And not DeBoz. DeBoz just said that. Come on. So let's get back. Let's get to where we were, though. Let's keep going.
Let's
okay,
ask the mosh pit. Let's get some feedback from the mosh pit. Are people concerned? So question number one, are people concerned that we're losing freedom? That if you criticize the government, you could be in trouble, that the Justice Department can be weaponized against you. So that's one thing. Are we losing our freedom? Number two, if that's the case, is there some way of fighting back against this? And one idea is that healthcare may be one of those messages that can bring in people from independents, Democrats, even some Republicans to stand up for healthcare for the population. So that's the thesis, and I want to know if people in the chat think that makes some sense.
Okay, let me hit these. Just so guys know this time with this platform, it's really hard, but I'm enjoying it. Riyadh Hassan. America is a democracy. The president is not chosen by the wealthy few. It doesn't work that way. The president's chosen by like 55 or maybe 60% of the people. Unfortunately, most people don't go and vote. It works that way. I mean, Trump won. It wasn't chosen by the wealthy few. He won a majority. He's the president of the United States. I'm bummed, but that's what he is. That's called a democracy, or at least a republic. People's Library. Joe, you told me to jump in here. Anybody as the Republicans, PSL, or the Democrats? I just defend America, people. Maybe I'm missing what the People's Library point is. I just kind of, hey. Obama, Bush needs to rot. He was not a good president. And which Bush you talking about? Dad or or son? I don't know if he needs to rot. I really think that President Bush #2 was a good person. He was just an absolutely horrible president. President Bush #1 was a horrible PR guy, but not a bad president. He sure handled the USSR as it came apart, so it didn't split everywhere, and all the Eastern European countries were able to become free, which is now going to be in question because of the way the president is walking away from our defense in Eastern Europe. Joe, you told me to do this. I'm out of my organization, Joe.
That's okay.
Okay, so I'll keep going. People's Library maintain the imperial status quo. There is nothing imperial. What's happening is, unfortunately, there's no morals anymore. All it is going to be the strongest guy or woman wins, and that's all everybody wants to have. It's Bernie Trump. Let me tell you, I'll tell you this, People's Library, that's true. Bernie Trump, AOC, Zoran, they're all kind of the same. They all believe they should control the markets. They all believe they should run everything. They all believe that nobody should tell them what to do. I have to agree with you there. We've been saying, Joe, haven't we? It's all politics. It's all clicks. It's all money. It's all how can they do it? How can they put it together and be a boss and own everything? Riyadh, you're right. Trump is a liar. Melania, I think they're doing okay against Trump, but, I think in many ways, AOC, Bernie, and Crockett, since they all believe in government, in taking government being involved in business. I mean, look at Trump. He took a piece of Intel. He takes a piece of who else was it? I think he wanted a piece of Hyundai. He has a piece. He hasn't gotten it. He wants a piece of U.S. Steel. He got that gold vote. You have that problem. It's so now you have a guy who's supposedly capitalist involved. So now how can you compete against Intel when you know Trump's a part owner of Intel? It doesn't work. Just like the upcoming Fannie Freddie Mac, when it becomes public, it's going to ruin the housing market. Be prepared. You're not going to be able to get a good mortgage. That's Trump getting involved again. Here we go. We're taking real positions. Here we go. I worry about porn industry. Rejected. Wait a second. Greatest porn industry on the whole planet. Most violent gangs are from USA. I don't know about that. Millions rejected by health system without care. Not true, Greg. You go into a hospital, you get taken care of. Right, Joe? That's what happens. That's the law. Veterans on the streets in every town. That's correct. And not in every town, in every city, but in certain ones, and they should be much more and well taken care of. Yeah, great America. It's still great because you can write what you want. You put it up there, Greg. That's what's so great about what you said, Greg. Yeah, you see what I'm talking to here, Joe? You have the right to do it. That's what makes our country so great. You are able to put that in there and say what you want to say, and we welcome it. Thank you. It shows ignore the words. Real socialist Americans like control. Everybody likes a strong man, Riyadh. That's the problem. Okay, saying end the wars. I wish we could. DeBaz, I'm not sure where DeBaz is. Medicare and Medicaid is trash. No, it isn't. Sorry, Riyadh. It's real good, by the way. And if you are here in America and you're covered by Medicare and Medicaid, you're in pretty good shape compared to the rest of the world. Where do you live, Riyadh? I already talked to him about that. You know this. Oh, you're from South Africa. I don't know what you know from that. We're focused. Where are you, DeBaz? There he is, WTF. Mark, oh, here we go. Sorry, I jumped on. He started moaning. They're all laughing. It's good. I like laughing. I think laughing is great. What do you think, Joe? Everybody's doing it. Trump's preparing the cities with soldiers and ice. He will try, Melania. He's already doing it. Let's see what happens when he goes to the Supreme Court. Remember, the Supine Court's going to say, forget it. He can do whatever he wants to do. It's the Supine Court. Don't forget that. Here we go. Have no freedom. Americans have plenty of freedom, Riyadh. We're talking, aren't we? we're talking. It started out the cameras, now Medicare. It's going to change the world. Lots of things are going to change the world. Let me jump into something else here. Everybody's talking armed forces. Greg, what does that mean? The country has nothing to offer. It means that we have a president who wants to split up our country, Greg. It doesn't mean bye-bye USA. We got to stand together. And if you want to protest. But the only way to protest is with nonviolence. You don't want to protest with violence. You protest with nonviolence. Joe and I talk about this. We grew up during those times. During the civil rights era, I mean, there was plenty of violence during the Vietnam War and everything. But in the civil rights era, when people sat at the counters and they got pulled away and they got hosed and they had dogs sent after them, people in America saw those films. Said, why are people being dealt with this way? These are Americans. That was a major step forward to getting the civil rights bills passed. That's why nonviolence works. Nonviolence worked in India. You all know Nehru Gandhi. He was nonviolence, right, Joe? How about Mandela? We got, what's his name here, who's from Hassan, I believe, from South Africa. It was nonviolence. Nonviolence wins. So if people are going to want to protest, and you want to protest in Portland, and you want to protest in Chicago, do it non-violently. It works. It works. It gets shown everywhere. If you non-violently sit down, you have to get pulled away and put into a truck or whatever happens or you get arrested or you don't. You just get moved over. Be non-violent. Every time you act violently, you're giving Trump and the MAGAs what they want, which is video, which is memes, so they can say to the rest of America, we are at war with America. We are not. Remember it. The truth is, we are together. Walk outside. How many cities do you see that are in open riots and warfare? None. Zero. Don't let this guy split us up. We got to come together and be together. And keep this in mind for another reason why. Our economy's in real trouble. One reason Trump likes this shut down is so that we don't have to see the numbers. Big business is not hiring anybody, period. It ain't working. And if you're a lower level person, new coming out of the schools, AI is going to take that original stuff. Now, where you come in and actually learn your business and learn your job. When you come out and you're a doctor, you're an intern, you learn. When you come out, you're a lawyer, you're working at law as a law clerk. You come out and you're a plumber, you're a plumber's mate or whatever. You come out apprentice and you learn and you come out. That's what you do. You're not going to be able to do it. The plumber, you can, it's hands. But with all the other kind of stuff, you're not going to be able to do it because AI takes it from you. So here we are at the same time. Inflation is really moving. Restaurants are through the roof. And right now, you have at the same time soybeans. Joe, I'm putting this away, DeBoz, so you don't have to see me do this, because this is one thing I've been screaming about, and he's been hearing this. Soybeans, America's farmers. January, February, wasn't I yelling, Joe? Trump started hurting the American farmers back then. Tariffs kill the American farmers' business. It just takes it out. It ends it. And what do we have going on here? We have soybeans, which is a major crop for our farmers, and they can't sell it anywhere. China was smart. Trump goes in, puts tariffs on China, says, here we are, we're going to tariff you, we can't lose. And China says, I'm not buying your soybeans. And they had already stopped buying our soybeans or cut it back, and now they're buying them off from Brazil, I believe in Argentina. So what's going to happen, Joe? They go up to the president. Please help us. Please help us, Mr. President. He says, I'll take some of that tariff money and I'll bail you out. That's what they're all saying. And I don't understand why the answer isn't take the tariffs off and let them sell their soybeans to China. Isn't that what America does? You see, this is all part of what the USSR did. This is very much what China does. This is politics running economy, politics running America. I'm sorry, the economy, so that you have certain strong people having all the control and doing whatever they want. Think about it. These people were selling their soybeans every year to China. They were just doing it, Joe. It was a no-brainer. And now, because Trump says, I'm going to put tariffs on them, our American farmers get smashed. They get smashed. And what does Trump say? Well, now I won't smash as bad. Think about it. How many lobbyists do they have to hire to be able to go in to beg Trump to do this? How many Trump meme coins are they going to have to buy? How many? You got me started, Joe. DeBaz got me off my organization. How many people are going to have to go and take care of Trump so they can get it taken care of? Too many. It doesn't work right. He doesn't stand up for America. He is killing our economy. And now he's going to keep pushing down interest rates while inflation is still up. Joe, I got to take a breath. Go with it, Joe.
I mean, the economy is not as strong as you might think it is. It's clearly there's increased inflation. Clearly, unemployment is going up, and
healthcare.
And now the healthcare is going to go up as the subsidies for paying for the healthcare is going to be taken away. I don't see this as a terrible thing. My thesis has always been that we can withstand a recession and bounce back from that, but I'm not sure we can come back from a government that is not a constitutional government anymore. That if you criticize the government, that you're going to be thrown in jail. I'm not sure we can come back from a country that free and fair elections could be compromised. And Melanie said it earlier, and I sort of agree with her, that he's sort of making a point that he can send in troops into democratic cities right now I think to intimidate black and brown people. But what's to stop him from intimidating Democrats, anybody who wants to vote against him? We stand at the precipice of losing our democracy. And that is of concern for me. And maybe I'm the only one who's worried about that. And I'm still curious if people in the mosh pit agree with that or not. But if that's something that concerns you, then the next issue is, what can we do to turn that around? And so far we've come up with, we can stand firm with respect to standing up for health care. And the Democrats do have some small amount of power in the Senate that the bill has to pass with 60 votes. So there's going to have to be a couple of Democrats who vote to support a resolution to move the economy forward. I would love to see that the Democrats and Republicans can come together and come up with a bill that serves the best interests of the country. And that just doesn't seem to be happening right now. And that's what's sort of frustrating. But
remember that. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, but is this what people want? Do people want the Democrats and Republicans to come together to work for the best interests of the country? Or are they getting so much fun watching Trump and the current administration go after their enemies?
From what I see here, we got a lot of these people who say that's all they want to do. They want the clicks. They want to just go.
So Popper says, I've listened enough. Clearly, two guys at TDS, failing to mention that all his claims were made in 2016. None of them came true. Okay, so here's a legitimate point. So Popper is saying that the Democrats said in 2016 that we're going to lose democracy and that sort of thing, and none of them came true.
Oh, Joe, nobody talked that way. Who's saying this?
This is K. Popper is saying this.
Who? K. Popper?
K. Popper.
K. Popper. Thank you. Let me respond here. I'm sorry. No way. The president had guys around him who weren't going to let it happen, including Bill Barr as the attorney general. What the president has done here is he has come in and taken troops from Texas and sent them to Illinois. That's an invasion, okay? What the president has done is he has sent out and fired every assistant U.S. attorney who wouldn't indict people he wanted indicted. That's what's going on. It ain't even close what's going on. He has his people going on, quote unquote, testifying to Congress, mouthing to Congress. Congress should be mouthing back to them and not even talking to them. But that's all he does. He doesn't care. He's talking about jailing a governor and a mayor. What are we talking about? It ain't even close, Popper. It ain't even close. We are in trouble. We are having a real problem, and we got to roll over. You either stand together or you stand alone. But Joe, Let me go back to where we were many months ago when I started calling ICE the national police, Trump's personal police. Remember I was saying
Yeah, sure.
I think it was $175 billion they put to there so that he could have guys put on masks and go out and terrorize America. Yeah, some of them are doing the job they got to do. Yeah, the border is being taken care of. But did you see what happened in Chicago? I'm not talking about all these supposed illegal people they picked up and threw out. You know, they went in, took over that big building, came over with the helicopter. You also know they took out American citizens and put them in cuffs. They took out American kids and put them in cuffs. Does anybody get mad about that? No. It doesn't matter that we do it to Americans. Why should it? They're different, right? Those Americans are different than what we are. That's what's going on. So yeah, we are having a real attack on our rights here. If you say the wrong thing, they want to come after you instead of just saying, hey, here we are. But the president, sorry, it ain't working, Joe. What he's doing is well out of order, well out of touch. You wonder, he's 80 years old, isn't he? Let's get something else we have to remember. I kept talking about the dollar. How long have I been talking about the dollar, Joe? I've been saying the dollar's going down and down. Gold's going up and up. Think about this. Think about what a great job Trump is doing. You ready? You know the gold is quoted in dollars, right? You know that. So gold is 4,000 or thereabouts. $4,000, right? Which means if you want to buy a bar of gold with a dollar bill, you get 1/4,000th amount of a bar of gold with a dollar bill. That's how much the dollar is worth now. That's what our president has done. And it's shrinking more and more. And when the dollar becomes worth less, what you go to buy costs more. Think about it, Joe. You can only get 1/4,000th of a piece of gold with a dollar. Bupkis. What a horrible job this guy's doing. But people don't want to look at it. I haven't been looking at the comments. People don't want to look at it, Joe.
Okay, so let me say this, because people have said that you're going after Trump, but you're not calling some of the things that the Biden administration
Wait a second. Hold on, Joe. I'm not even going to listen to that.
No.
Biden is gone. He's been gone. Trump walked in and said, I'm happy you're telling me what they're saying. He said, the first day I got groceries under control. The first day I got calls. So he's got nothing under control. He has walked in and prices are through the roof and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. And people who are making $125,000 or less are getting handled. And now they're losing their jobs. How are they going to have income? And now their health insurance is going up by 20% or more. How are they going to pay that? Biden is nowhere, man. Biden is yesterday. I'm talking about the guy who came in and said, I got it tomorrow. I got Gaza taken care of tomorrow. I got Ukraine taken care of tomorrow. I got inflation taken care of tomorrow. I got the worst economy in the world taken care of tomorrow. And this is what I see. Still incredible carnage and death in Ukraine. Great job, President Trump. Still incredible carnage in Gaza in the Middle East. Gaza, great job, President Trump. Hey, John, let me remind you, I said I liked how he's shaking it up and trying to make it work in the Mideast, but he still ain't making it work. He ain't making it work in those places. That's the bottom line. So he comes and says he's going to do it, and when he doesn't do it, he goes, oh, Biden's fault. What does that have to do with the price of eggs? The price of eggs is what you're paying today when you go to the store, or when you pay $25 for lunch for two people, or $40 for lunch for two people, and it's $15 and some fries. Okay, or a mix of some chicken, which is a mix of 12 for $15, and you want to get some bread, you got to get that on top of it, the biscuits. What are we talking about? Biden is yesterday. These are people who refuse to look at what's happening today. We took on Biden, Joe. That's what gets me. These people, go back to our lives, guys. Go back and look at our lives from way back. We took on Biden, Joe and I. We said, forget it. We said, don't run. Right, Joe? We said, don't do it. We're not afraid to take on Biden. We're not afraid at all. Yesterday, We did our thing. We're doing it now. How am I wrong? Prices are up. Unemployment's up. The dollar's down. It ain't good, Joe. It's yours. And we're losing all our rights. But it's 2016. It's yours, Joe. Go with it.
I think the point is, and correct me if I'm wrong in the mosh pit, but the problems that Trump inherited are not all his fault. That probably Biden did make a mistake by opening up the border. It's too porous. Too many people poured into the country, and that caused a reaction.
He blew it. He blew it, Joe.
Exactly, and I think we would say that was a mistake.
We did say it,
and we're yes, absolutely.
We did say it.
We did say it. Yes.
Don't give credibility to their jive here. We did say it. We were clear. I'm sorry. This is how the Republicans and the MAGAs like to do it. And we sit here, the Democrats, this is part of the problem, and go, oh, yeah. No, we did say it, Joe. And we were clear that he was blowing it at the border. And we said he was wrong. So I've got nothing to apologize for. We said it. We talked about having a full immigration plan. Remember, how many times have we talked about that? It's all on there. We don't have to apologize. You don't have to come on and say, oh, let me give you the other side. There is no other side. We said it was wrong. Trump came in. He shut down the border. Ball game over. It's shut down. Right on, President Trump. That's got nothing to do with the prices going up. That's got nothing to do with unemployment going up. That's got nothing to do with the tariffs taking us down. That's got nothing to do with us having no friends. That's got nothing to do with us having no allies. That's got nothing to do with taking us down from being number one to being the competition to others and just looking no different than any other autocratic state. So don't make excuses for it, Joe. We were upfront about it. Sorry, guys.
We were upfront about it.
We were.
Okay.
So don't say we would. We did.
Okay.
We did say it. Go ahead.
If a couple is fighting, now I'm going to put my psychiatrist hat on.
I love it. Go for it.
If you want the couple to stop fighting, it's important for each side to be able to hear the other side and to acknowledge that I understand your point, or if you don't understand a point, ask for the question and say, help me to understand your perspective. No one is doing that in this country right now. Very few people are taking the time to listen to the other side's perspective. And it's not to say that their perspective is right, your perspective is wrong. It's about trying to understand each other so that we can move forward. Because I believe ultimately, all the people in the United States, most of the people in the United States, human beings in general, want the same things. They want to be connected. They want to be able to have a good job. They want to have a sense of purpose. They want to be able to live a free life, free, healthy life. And there's a lot of people that are really angry right now and feel that that's being denied them. And I think we need to hear that. And need to figure out how we can solve these issues by working together. And I'm concerned because I just don't see that happening right now. I think we have a president who is more, and again, I'm not going to blame him. This is who he is, and we've known this from the beginning. But he is concerned about his needs, his welfare. In the trade, we might say he has a narcissistic personality, okay? And I don't even blame him for that. I'm not into judging people, but this is what he has. And if you have somebody with that kind of personality, they're not going to be able to see the other side's perspective. They're only going to see their own personal hurt. Very thin-skinned. Any hurt, elicits a grudge that will go on forever and ever. But this is who we have in the White House. But we as American people don't have to go along with that. We can say this is not what we want. And I think that's the way to hold the person accountable when enough people stand up and say, we want solutions, not rhetoric. We don't just need sound bites for our social media. We need actual solutions for problems. Right now, there's an acute problem, which is healthcare is very expensive, and it's about to get much more expensive. And if you don't have Obamacare, you might say, well, that doesn't affect me, but it does affect you, because if the people can't afford Obamacare, what happens to them? Either they become uninsured or it drives up insurance for all of us. And I'm going to explain how that occurs. Right now, that there's a law that a hospital, an emergency room, has to take everyone who comes in. It's the law. In a hospital, an emergency room, you don't have time to figure out if the person's a citizen, not citizen, person has good insurance, not insurance. If a person is bleeding from a gunshot wound, we have a moral responsibility to stop the bleeding and help the person get better.
That's the law. Forget the moral responsibility.
But I'm saying moral, and it's also a legal responsibility.
Get to the point. It's the law. Get to the point on this. I'm with you. Bottom line is simple. People know they're closing down hospitals. You're not going to be able to get the care. It's going to cost more because if you got to go to the emergency room and the emergency room is full of people who don't have insurance, you're not going to be able to get taken care of, or you may be able to because you got money and nobody else has it, and they're in line. You're going to have all these issues. Sure, it's killing them. Sure, it's killing people. It's money. And then the health is horrible. I mean, that's the bottom line. I'm with you, babe. Everybody knows this. Anybody who doesn't know it is just saying it because they don't want to hear it. It's the old, I hear nothing, I see nothing, I say nothing, because you're afraid to say, well, maybe my side is wrong on this one, or maybe my side is wrong on that one, okay? We've said it. But I watch a lot of the commentators. I love our commentators. Thank you for coming on. But every answer they have is, you don't know what you're talking about. You got a name. You got a bad name. You got this. Your religion is that. You got no hair. You're the pillow guy. You got too much testosterone. That's why you got no hair. All that kind of stuff. And you sit there and you go, what a great answer. Bottom line is everybody knows it, Joe. So we're at the point, and that was the whole idea of today's live stream, was to talk about us coming together as one and stopping being split up and realizing that from the top down, the president, the vice president, all of them are on attack mode and doing everything they can. What was so funny about the Reaper with this guy at the OMB on the meme? That was hilarious, right? He's a Reaper. People may be losing their jobs. They may not be able to get any furlough money. What are we going to do? That's where their head is. Sorry, we got to get away from it. And the administration is doing it while sending troops from Texas to Illinois. Anywhere else, that would be called invasion. I'm telling you, the governor of Illinois is calling it that. When you got troops from America, other cities coming in because there's nothing going on, but the president wants to take control of that city, you got a real problem. And you got a president out of control. And unfortunately, we have a Supreme Court that is supine. Joe, this is the problem. De-evolution, baby. We've been talking about it. It's Devo. We're going backwards. We're snails with little tails. And that's these people who don't want to hear and don't want to listen. We're here to talk. We don't care if there's 2 people listening or 1,000 people listening. We're going to tell people what we think, and we're there. And we appreciate everybody coming on. The fact that you're willing to call us names, or me more than Joe, the fact you're willing to call me names means you're listening to something, which I think is good. And I say right on, thanks. We're back. Please subscribe to Just an American Citizen. Please subscribe to Joe Unlocked, right?
Yeah.
Joe, is that correct? Wow, I got it right. Joe Unlocked and Just an American. He needs subscribers. Please give it to him. Just an American Citizen. He is the leading addiction specialist, as far as I'm concerned, in the world, but definitely one of the best guys in the world. So please go in and check that out. And while you're doing it, listen to a little music. I'm going to show you this album. Most of you don't know about this album. I know Joe doesn't have this album because it doesn't have an alarm clock on it. It means it's actually a rock album. You know this album, Joe?
I love it. What do you mean I don't have that? I do have that album.
You have the Who Sell Out?
Yes.
What? Oh, he's even cooler.
Hey, I have all the Who albums. That's my favorite group. It's my favorite group.
Let me tell you about this album, okay?
That's a fantastic album.
Not only is it a really good album, it came out about 1.5 years before Tommy. And it's like based on pirate radio. And for those of you who may not know, pirate radio in England, you had to listen to the BBC. That's the only music you could listen to. So they rented boats and they got them out, I think, 2 miles out or international waters or something. And they would play rock and roll on the boats. into England, into London and all those
I
areas.
think there's a movie about this.
Right. And that was called pirate radio. This album, you're right about that, Joe. This album plays like pirate radio. There's a song in between. You have an ad, you have this, you have that. You have Townsend doing Odorono. That's almost like you see these days with people going, psh, psh, psh. They don't take a shower for like 3 days. They're stinking. Psh, psh, psh. They shoot it everywhere, that junk. He has his own version, Odorino. Yeah. Roger Daltrey, look how young he looked. The hair, blue eyes. Okay. John Entwistle, one of the best bass players around. And of course, the wild man himself, Keith Moon, trying to get rid of his acne. Let me tell you something. This is a really good album. And when you listen to the ideas, they're starting to get into Tommy. They're starting to work their way into Tommy. But there's one song off this album that you all know that I think is still one of the greatest rock songs of all time, no matter how much fun this album is. It's called I Can See for Miles. Listen to it. And let me tell you, listen to The Who. We'll give you some other Who stuff later. But this is an album you're not going to see anywhere. Hardly anywhere. Love it. Rock and roll. If you're square, we ain't there. We're here Sunday. I hope you liked our platform. We're going to be taking it even more. We got more ideas coming. We're Sunday at 11 Eastern time. But right now, we're psyched to see you. Thank you for coming. If you're square, we ain't there. And Joe.
That's the way it is.
Period.
Period.
Thank you all. See you Sunday.